So we're using a superpower of honesty. So if you're not in your bleed time, just imagine that this is, you're super honest, you're super raw. Because one of the things yoga asks of yourself is to be very honest. We call it satya, it's truth. And you always want to be honest with yourself, and physical movement is a great way to test how honest you can be. So if something doesn't feel good and it's not serving you, then you don't have to do it. It's entirely up to you. So I'm just going to offer up a little bit of very menstruation friendly yoga now, and I want you to continuously ask yourself, does this feel good to me? Do I want to do this? You might have already decided absolutely not. I'm going to sit back and relax, and that is fantastic. We're finding just a cross-legged position, or maybe feet together if that feels better. We're going to relax the shoulders, hands gently on the knees, and we're just going to start to roll the body round in circles. And just gently pushing the heart forward as we come forward, and round in the back as we come back. And when we're looking for physical movement during our bleed, we always want it to be downward flowing. So we wouldn't be doing downward facing dogs, definitely wouldn't be doing any headstands. Let's change direction, round the other way. We want it all to feel like we're melting into the floor, we're connecting into the ground. Bring it softly to center. Take a little roll of the shoulders, take it up and down. And what we also want from our movement is it to be super nourishing. I mean, we want nourishment through the whole cycle. Particularly in menstruation, I want you to feel as if you're looking after yourself. As if you're telling somebody else, like a best friend, what kind of movement to make. Lovely. Settle those shoulders down. We're going to take a very gentle twist. So I want you to take the right hand over to the left knee. Just twist softly round. Back hand on the floor, maybe looking over the back shoulder. So twists can be really nice. They can feel quite relieving, particularly if you've got a lot of tension. But be mindful, be honest. If you're feeling bloated and it's painful, we soften up that twist. Lovely. Let's bring it back round to center. Roll the shoulders. And then take it over to the other side. So left hand to the right knee. Twist it round nice and gently. Checking in with the breath. There's very little control of the breath. It's just flowing. Body already knows what it's wanting to do. Wonderful, lovely. Bring it back in to center. Roll the shoulders. Lovely. We're going to take the feet together if they're not already. Almost in sort of a butterfly posture, but you're making a nice big space. So you're not trying to push the heels up against the pelvis. There's a lot of room. We need to take a long, big breath in. As we exhale, we're going to fold the body and let the head go heavy. And there's a nice curve in the spine. You're rounding the back, letting the shoulders fall forward. And this is a perfect posture for menstruation. This is stretching the whole of the endocrine system. All of the prana that goes through the endocrine system runs through the back, the pelvis. So you're opening up, encouraging flow. Few more breaths there. Lovely. Going to inhale, gently come up. Take the legs out, give them a little shake. And then we're going to come over onto our hands and knees. So tabletop position. And again, pure honesty here. Do we need something under the wrists so that we can feel a bit padded? Do we need something under the knees to pad the knees? And then we're going to go through some gentle cat-cow tilt. So nice little bend in the elbows. Going to inhale, lift the head and the chest, point the sitting bones. Exhale, round the back, push the spine to the sky, nice and softly. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, round. And just follow your breath. And you might find that in your later part of the cycle, you've got way more space to move. The back undulates. In this part of the cycle, we really want to just be very soft. Little subtle movements. Lovely, fabulous. Perfect. Finding a nice neutral spine, back to stillness. We're going to take the knees out lovely and wide, bring the toes towards each other, and then start to settle the sitting bones back, coming into a nice wide leg child's pose. Now you can come down to the floor. If you're lucky enough to have a bolster at home, you might use the bolster under the body, or lots of cushions. So when you're practicing this on your bleed, loads of cushions underneath. Letting the body release. Trying to find some softness in the shoulders, in the hips. Lovely. Just a few more steady breaths there. Fabulous. Start to gently push into the floor, lift the body up. And we're going to come back over onto our sitting bones. Now we're going to be lowering down to the ground. So again, it's all about just moving in a way that serves you, really supporting yourself. We're going to come down to the floor, hug the knees into the belly. And if you were to feel bloated here, you can take the knees nice and wide. And then you're just taking a gentle rock from side to side. Massaging the back into the floor. Beautiful, lovely. I'm going to bring that back to centre. Just let the left leg either go long on the floor or have a little bend. We're going to hug the right knee in and then massage it in circles. So particularly if you are getting a lot of pain and tension, just these massaging movements into the hips can feel really nice and releasing. Taking it round one way, then the other. And sometimes our pain can be caused by something more emotional, something that's stored in the body. This is a nice way of just tapping into a bit of release. Let's swap the knees over. So we're going to bring that left knee up, let the right leg go down, massage in. Fabulous. Taking it one way, then the other. Perfect, lovely. Bring it down. Take both legs down, maybe just taking a nice big full body stretch. Just feeling everything that needs to be felt. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Lovely. We're going to bring the knees up, pointing to the sky, feet flat to the floor. And you're going to take the feet as wide as you can and let the knees fall in on each other. So this can feel like a nice opening on the lumbar spine. So if we get a lot of backache, this can feel really nice. Taking the hands, just resting them on the belly or even onto the womb space. And just breathing in and out nice and gently, limited control. Noticing how that feels. Lovely. Let's bring the knees back up. So back into sort of about hip distance apart, feet hip distance apart. Just going to take the arms out nice and wide, or as wide as you can go. Lovely breath in. As we exhale, we're just going to let the knees fall very gently to the right hand side. Then inhale, bring them back in to the center. Exhale over to the left. We're just going to go through a few breaths, lifting and lowering. Now, if we were practicing this at home for sort of a full yoga session, I'd say let's get into a twist and maybe stay there in a yin style 3 or 4 minutes. Right now, just getting a little bit of energy moving down into the hips, down into that womb space. Lovely. Bringing it back to center. Let's give the knees a little hug in. And then we're going to roll over to one side. Gently push up to your seated position. Nice long spine. We're just going to shake off the arms, shake off the head, more just to keep us awake. I know it's probably been a really long day for most of you. Lovely big breath in and let it all out. Fabulous.